Hey there, it's Adrian from Numero Web Solutions, and today I want to talk about a marketing strategy that some people might feel is dead, but is actually probably the most important strategy to help you build your customer base for your small business. Now, in this fast digital landscape, small businesses need to leverage every advantage possible to stand out and succeed. And one often overlooked asset is an email marketing list. So not only is it a direct line to your most engaged audience, but it's also a very powerful tool to drive sales, to foster customer relationships, and to amplify marketing campaigns. So in this video, I want to tell you why capturing emails should be a top priority for your small business, along with some strategies to maximize their potential, because it's a great way to reach out and convert emails into high-paying customers. Okay, let's go. So email marketing remains one of the most effective channels for reaching customers with personalized messaging. I know that like in today's age, email marketing might seem obsolete, but it's still one of the top tools. And it's more than just a tool for sending out like e-newsletters. It's a gateway to building long-lasting relationships, and it helps enhance customer loyalty. There are many benefits of capturing an email address on your website, including you get direct communication. Email offers you a direct line to your audience's inbox, allowing for personalized and targeted communications that can influence purchasing decisions. Cost-effective marketing. Compared to other forms of digital marketing, email is relatively inexpensive and can deliver a high ROI. There are some email companies, MailChimp, Constant Contact, there's probably a few more, that don't even charge for some email marketing. So, and when they do charge for it, it's a very nominal cost. So it's important to include email marketing in your strategy because it's basically the highest ROI you're going to get. It also helps you get customer insights. An email list can provide valuable data about your audience's behavior and preferences, which can inform you in future marketing decisions. You know, email has a lot of metrics that you can track, and I'll get into that later. And there's even some heat maps you can take a look at. It's really valuable to seeing what your customers are thinking and what is working. It helps increase your sales opportunities. Email marketing allows you to promote product launches, special offers. There's upsell and cross-sell opportunities to your most interested customers. Basically, the way I look at it is that email marketing is almost like outbound sales or an outbound call center, but a little less intrusive because the person on the other end is choosing to open your email or is enticed to open your email. Sometimes people don't pick up the phone. Sometimes people don't like to talk on the phone. Some people don't like to get SMS text messages, but email, for some reason, I think it's the nature of the medium. It's less intrusive, and a lot of people don't find it as off-putting as other methods of marketing communication. Which leads me to how it can build a community. So if you're regularly emailing your customer list, it'll help nurture a community around your brand. It could turn subscribers into very loyal fans and advocates of your product or service. So it's pretty clear that getting an email address is extremely valuable, but how do you get that email address? Well, to grow your email list, you need to provide visitors with a compelling reason to share their contact information with you. So here's some strategies to get someone to opt in for your e-letter. Number one, and this is something I've used on a regular basis, it's called a lead magnet. And you can see about lead magnets by clicking up here. I have a whole video dedicated to lead magnets, but in a nutshell, you offer something of value in exchange for the email address. It could be an ebook, it could be a discount code, it could be a VIP club, access to exclusive content, whatever. But ensure that the lead magnet is relevant to your target audience's interests and needs. So if you're selling golf balls, maybe the lead magnet is for a free golf glove, or it's for 15% off their first purchase. Whatever it is, just make sure it relates to your product. You need to have clear calls to action. Sometimes people do have an e-letter, but you can't see it on their website. You have to make sure that the CTAs are prominent and persuasive. Use action-oriented language that conveys the benefit of subscribing to the e-letter, like get your free guide or unlock exclusive VIP discounts. Whatever you're doing, make sure it's clear. Have it even in a pop-up or something like that, or right at the top in the hero bar of your website. It is a great way to get attention to the email opt-in and to increase the chance of somebody actually opting in for your email. Speaking of opt-in, make sure that those opt-in forms are scattered throughout your website. Header, footer, sidebar, pop-ups. Test different placements. Put one at the top, see how it works. Put one at the bottom. Code them uniquely so you know where those people are signing up from. However, my quick advice to you is keep it as simple as possible. Just ask for the email address. Afterwards, once they're opted in, you can ask for some more information, like their name, their phone number, their geographic location, some interests. Do that, but don't do it right at the opt-in point. You want to make it as simple as possible for them to do it. Chances are pretty good, even if they're doing it from their phone, that it's already auto-populated in the contact form. So all they have to do is just touch the contact form, their email shows up, they click submit, and you have your opt-in. Oh, another great way to get somebody to opt in for your email is for content upgrades. So you might have some blog posts on your website. You might have some great content in there. But if you put in the opt-in below that content for them to learn more, maybe some extra content, extra valuable resources, maybe a downloadable report that even goes further into that specific blog post, that's a great way to get an email opt-in for your email list. Another big benefit of an email marketing list, and it's something that came up recently, is the lookalike audience. So for social media. So it's funny because I was talking with somebody who said, well, why would I want an email address from somebody? I'm not doing an e-letter, or I don't have time to do an e-letter. I don't have a lot of content to do for an e-letter. What they don't realize is the benefit of having that path of communication to create a lookalike audience for social media for down the road is very powerful. So, once you've created this email list, you can leverage it to create this lookalike audience for like Facebook and Instagram. And if you don't know, lookalike audiences are a powerful feature that allows you to target new users who exhibit similar behaviors and interests to your existing subscribers. So that increases the likelihood of engagement and conversion. So if you've got a customer or somebody who's interested in your flower shop and who have bought flowers from you before or have at least engaged with you through email, you take that email address with others and you plug it into your ad campaign for Facebook or Instagram. You can create then an audience based on that person's email address and market to those people as well. So here's how to do it. So first, you're going to upload your email list. Start by uploading that list to the social media platform of your choice. You ensure that you comply with all privacy regulations, okay? Have consent from your subscribers before doing so. This is going to be in your privacy policy. I'll get to that in a minute. Then you're going to choose your source audience. You're going to select your email address as the source audience. So then Facebook or Instagram, whatever you're on, will analyze the characteristics of your subscribers, and that's the demographics, the interests, the online behavior, and then it's going to find new users that mirror these attributes. So let's go back to the flower shop again. If you're selling more to women in Scarborough between the ages of 30 and 45, they're going to find more women in Scarborough between the ages of 30 and 45 for you to market to. You're also going to want to define your audience size by choosing the percentage of the population in your target location that you want to reach. Okay, so the more you boil it down to a specific location, the closer the match to your existing audience, while a larger one is going to give you a broader reach. Then you're going to refine your targeting options. So you're going to refine your lookalike audience by layering in additional targeting criteria, such as geographic location, age range, or interests that align with your brand. This can help you hone in on potential customers who are even more likely to resonate with your products or services. Finally, you want to test and optimize. Like with any marketing channel, you want to launch your ad campaigns, monitor the performance, use A/B testing methods to experiment with different ad creatives or messages tailored for that specific audience. You analyze that engagement and the conversion rates will allow you to refine your approach and maximize your ad spend. So I'm talking about getting email lists, growing your list. I've talked about taking that list and turning it into a lookalike audience for any kind of paid social campaigns. What about actually emailing the list? What about doing an e-letter? You're going to want to implement some strategies to help ensure engagement and conversion. So I'll get to that in a minute. But first, look, if you're liking this video, I want you to click below, click that like button, click the notification bell, click the subscribe button below. We publish content on a regular basis, and I don't want you to miss it. Okay, back to increasing that engagement. So email success is measured by open rates, which is the amount of people who open your email divided by the amount of people it was sent to, and your click-through rates, which is the number of people who actually click on a link in that email. So here's some strategies for increasing open rates and click-through rates. One of the biggest factors in helping with open and click-through rates is to segment your list. Divide your email list into smaller segments based on demographics, past purchase behavior, or engagement levels. Okay, and tailor your messages to these groups for your more personalized and relevant content. So I'm sure you've gotten these before. If you've ever gotten an email from a company that says, I haven't heard from you in a long time, or are you still there, or are you still interested? You are now segmented into a list of non-engagement. Maybe you haven't opened an email in a month. Maybe you haven't clicked on an email in a couple months. Maybe it's gone to junk. Who knows? But if you're getting an email like that, that means you've been segmented into a list where you're a non-engager. On the flip side, if you seem to be getting a lot more emails from somebody after you've made a purchase, that means you are now considered a hot buyer, and they are going to be sending you more emails because you've been segmented into a smaller list that is going to have maybe more offers and a more salesy message to it. The other benefit of segmenting a list is if you're sending smaller amounts, you tend to get more higher delivery rates with the email service providers. I don't know why, but for some reason when we've done email marketing, we segment smaller lists instead of sending, let's say, 50,000 in one shot. We send, little small lists. It tends to work a lot better with regards to delivery, so it's something you might want to do anyway. Another thing you should do, and this is with open rates, is craft compelling subject lines, because the subject line is the first thing the recipient sees, and you need to make it attention-grabbing and informative. So it has to be clear about the email's content. So you should use questions or urgency to pique interest. A great subject line is one of the most important ways to boost your open rate. So make sure you're doing it enticingly, but not misleading. I've seen some really, really misleading headlines that do get my attention, but which could get somebody blacklisted, which means they'll never be able to get to the inbox in the first place. So I've seen one once said regarding your bank account. It wasn't from my bank. It wasn't from a scammer either. It was actually from a company that I've subscribed to their e-letter. And I'm surprised I even got it, and I'm sure it got a lot of open rates, but I'm sure it got a lot of complaints too. You should also be optimizing your send times. Test different days and times to find out when your audience is more likely to open and engage with your emails. So it's a great way when you're using segmentation. You can do a random segmentation of your full list into four different segments, and then you can email them on either 4 different times, 4 different days, and see which ones open the most. Make sure it's a random split test, because if you you want to make sure you have an equal amount of, for example, buyers versus people who aren't engaged in each of the 4 lists. You've got to do A/B split testing, experiment with different elements of your emails. You can have different subject lines. You can have images versus no images or different images. You can play around with the calls to actions, have the CTAs maybe at the top versus at the bottom. You got to find out what's resonating with your audience. But one of the most important aspects of an email marketing campaign is to provide value. Just like any of your blog posts on your website, any of your social media content, you need to ensure that every email that you send to somebody offers value, whether it's informative content or an exclusive offer or some entertaining storytelling, whatever it is, it has to be of value. If not, they're going to ignore it. And some people don't want unsubscribes, and unsubscribes are not great, because that means that somebody is actually telling you that they don't want to see your stuff anymore. But even worse is when somebody doesn't unsubscribe. They just ignore you completely, because then what happens then is the email service provider sees that emails are getting delivered, but nobody's doing anything with them, so it must be considered junk. So apathy is worse than unsubscribes in this case. So make sure you're giving valuable product information. Make sure you're giving, actionable advice. It's a valuable email. And look, if somebody doesn't like it and they don't want it, chances are good that if you're giving good value, they will respectively unsubscribe. And one final thing, and I brought this up earlier with regards to privacy policy, is that there's always increased data privacy laws and regulations, and so you have to have a privacy policy, and adhering to that privacy policy is vital. Collecting email addresses come with the responsibility of protecting your subscribers' privacy. That's it. Clear, concise privacy policy is essential to establishing trust and ensuring compliance with data protection regulations such as GDPR or CCPA. Your policy should outline how you collect, use, and store subscriber data, as well as how the subscriber can opt out or request data deletion. Don't mess around with this. Make sure it's clear, make sure it's concise, make sure your unsubscribes are bold, clear, that it's not hidden anywhere. In the long run, you'll be happy you did. So building and maintaining an email list is a vital component of any successful marketing strategy. Capturing email addresses and using them effectively, a small business can enjoy cost-effective marketing, enrich customer relationships, and at the end of the day, increase sales. So if you're looking for ways to increase the effectiveness of your CTAs within your email marketing, then you need to check out this video. It reveals some valuable tips on how to do it.